am Doomsvince, and this is day 96 of Spawn Year.
I am totally alone in this graveyard. Sometimes I feel like my cellmate in this prison is Al Simmons. Some days I don't really see much of him. I got a short reprieve from his incessant brooding and whining the last few days, but since he was replaced by a serial killer who goes around singing TV theme songs, it wasn't much of a trade-off. Al's that cellmate who never shuts up. No sense in telling him to try to make the best of things because he always does the exact opposite. If you even slightly insult him, he freaks out and starts yelling like a crazy homeless person. I think at this point, it's safe to say he is a crazy homeless person. If you try to be Al's friend, he spits in your face after he's used you for his own selfish purposes. Listen to me, I'm talking about him like he's really here. I have to spend so much time with Spawn in these comics, sometimes I start seeing him like he is really here. But honestly, if Spawn was really here, he would have been buried alive in the first week, or at the very least, that Mountain Dew would be gone by now. I'll admit I've fallen for some of Doomsvince's tricks, but I'm Sherlock Holmes compared to Spawn. Stop me if you've heard this one. Bulgy throws convoluted and confusing situations at Al, designed to make him lose control and impulsively start killing people, thus embracing his dark side, and even with Cagliostro screaming, "You're playing right into their hands!" he plays right into Hell's hands. We've been here so many times, Cog's starting to repeat his trite dialogue. So last time we saw him, Al somehow got his old face back, due to some energy burst that hit him when Angela showed up. Once again, McFarlane contrives a story element just to contrive some other story element. Spawn just as easily could have gotten his face after an appearance by the Vandalizer, or Baxter Stockman from Ninja Turtles, or the Chuck E. Cheese Band. Nope, just a pointless reunion I actually might have wanted to see if it wasn't 3 pages of standing around spewing insults and exposition. Al doesn't get excited or even slightly choked up finally seeing his real human face again. You know, like a normal person would. I wanted to kiss myself when I realized I wasn't green anymore after that visit to my fake kitchen. That day was so dramatic I didn't even notice until that timer went away. Al can find a cloud in any silver lining, so he's just ticked his eyes are still green. I guess he did know his eyes glow green after all. But he's got a point. It means nothing's really changed. He's still made of necroplasm, still has to feed his costume, he's still a subject of Malbolgia. This would have been a great opportunity to see a little emotional vulnerability from Spawn. And because he's so quick to see the reality here, what he does next is nothing short of madness. His costume turns into street clothes. He finds some Ray Charles shades to hide his eyes, and he goes to see Terry at his house in broad daylight to tell him 2 things. He's about to go kill Jason Wynn, and after that, he's going to get his wife back. If this were a stage show, the audience would be throwing eggs and tomatoes. What a terrible undead human being. Forget it. Bulgy's already got his soul. We can stop right now. Hell already won. Game over. No one with a shred of decency would do this to a man he called friend. Terry says, "She's my wife too. If you think I'm just going to roll over and die, think again." Then Spawn says, "We've just become enemies." What did he think Terry was going to do? And then Wanda walks up right as he's left and doesn't see Al's face. How convenient. Not only is Al's behavior abhorrent, but it's completely asinine. Number 1, he agrees with Cog. Hell's testing him and the face won't last. So how can he even consider making a choice on this based on having his face back? Number 2, Al went back to Hell so Wanda wouldn't be unhappy to save Terry's life back in issue 50 to prevent ruining her family. Spawn had moved on. He finally accepted Wanda wasn't and couldn't be part of his future. Now he's catapulted right back to doing whatever he wants, everyone else be damned. I was skeptical of any gradual and logical character development on Al's part because I've been burned before. Now I doubt if I'll ever believe he's making real mature progress again. Number 3, Al needs to go back to junior high and study some vocabulary. Today's lesson is easy. We'll just cover one word: ultimatum. Now, an ultimatum is basically a really forceful, demanding if-then statement designed to make you give someone else what they really want by threatening to take something away from you. You have 2 hanging over you, Spawn, and you are playing games with other people's lives in the process. If you try to murder Jason Wynn, the whole Fitzgerald family dies. You know he's not bluffing. I read your mind in a narration box last issue. But you're going to risk their lives anyway. Almost certainly get them killed for your petty revenge, even though Terry's plan to shut down his offshore projects would have put Wynn out of commission with minimal violence, and very likely it wouldn't have gotten them killed. Not to mention, one of those victims would be the woman you plan to steal from her family after you've sealed her doom. Everything I've ever said about Spawn's lack of forethought, understatement of Spawn year. The other ultimatum is from Bulgy. This one's a passive one. If you don't kill for me, I will do something to Wanda. Look at the facts, genius. If you ignore Bulgy going back to Wanda, like she'll take you anyway, something will happen to her, and most likely, he gave you the face to see if you'd be stupid enough to do this. And if you take any stock at all in what Clown told you in that dream, Hell is using you to get to Wanda. She's what Hell is after. So at the end, we're left with Al running off to screw up everything he's ever cared about. Al is ready to take a little girl from her father, to throw away his only friend, and to risk sending the most dangerous man on Earth and the ruler of the 9th level of Hell after his widow, trying to win her back. And that, dear reader, is true love. And I don't care how much evil influence his costume has over him. It was eating those worms back when he made the right choice in issue 50. Al Simmons, you are scum. And you and Malbolgia were made for each other. Signed, Captain Logan.